Here we go. Okay, beautiful. We're recording. So welcome everybody. Effectology Method Program, Module 4.3 already. Can you believe it? Our live Q&A call for this one. And I'm very excited because next week is also our live event. So yay! And you'll see me add a lady called Charlene Lynch, those of you who do magnetic money probably, and she's going to help me at the live event. So I'm going to add her to our Effectology Method group because then she'll live stream and she'll take some photos as well of the event, social ones, but also close-ups of, like, if I'm writing stuff on the whiteboard, which sometimes if you've got a camera at the back of the room, you can't see that, just to make sure that those of you who can't join us can still, be as connected as possible. And we'll break it all up into little sections so that, it's not just this big long day's worth of video that you have to try and get through if you want to sort of keep up with what's been going on. So we'll make it through Zoom. Yes, it is. So we're going to make it as easy to follow along at the live event as possible. The live at the workshop will be Facebook Live directly into our group. And so it'll be there and you'll be able to find it in the videos down the track, even, if you don't get to it for a little while. But basically, the live event, we're going to mainly focus on everything from modules 1 through 3 and a bit of module 4. And it's really about consolidating. It's about doing it in a group environment. It's about practicing. It's about going deeper. And, you'll feel like there's new stuff, but it's really just going to be depth on what we've already done. And it's just going to be amazing to be able to do the work in that group environment. And even if you're not there in person, if you can just sit for a little while and watch us live and join in, your energy will be there anyway, and we'll be waving madly and hugging the camera, Trish. So let's just quickly ground before we get into it. So just take a moment to be really present, make sure you've turned off any other distractions, and let's just sit. And I invite you to close your eyes down. And before you even worry about focusing on your breath, just take a moment, becoming aware that you've got this energetic center within you, and all parts of you really just like these lines of energy connecting every single part of you up to that point. And now, as you take a slow, deliberate breath in, I want you to focus on that center and breathe in through that center. Taking a long, slow, deep center, holding that breath for a moment. Just noticing that center pulsating with that extra energy. And as you release the breath, feel your slow breath in through that center, activating that electromagnetic energy even more, calling all the pieces of you together, working as one again, filling your entire body with that breath, holding that breath for a moment, feeling your entire being pulsating in unison, coming to coherence. And when you're ready, letting it go, noticing that you feel even more whole than before. And just one more time, nice, slow, deliberate breath in through your center, activating that magnet, amplifying your unique energy, raising the frequency, allowing every single particle of you to vibrate at a higher frequency. Holding that breath for a moment, feeling your energy field expanding out beyond your body, feeling it connecting with everybody else's energy field on the call and in the group, and even beyond, knowing your energy field ripples out and really affects the entire universe as you release that breath one final time. Allowing yourself to just gently sink deeper into your center, noticing how lovely it feels to just consciously become whole again. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in and slowly blink your eyes open. And where's everybody gone? They've all turned off their videos. Oh, sorry, it was breaking up on you guys. I didn't see that. Is that why you all turned off your videos? Is it my connection maybe? People were complaining yesterday. Is it better now? I might switch to using my phone, guys. Sorry. I'm all meditating away. Hopefully you still managed to join us for that. I'm just going to switch to my phone connection. I had to do the same yesterday, and it's really weird because on this end it seems perfectly fine. But yesterday people were complaining that I was breaking up on them as well. So let me just switch my internet connection. It should just be a straight switch. I shouldn't drop out, but if I do, I'll be right back. Let's connect to Miriam's phone. Nice. Okay, so before we do the usual recap, the previous lesson, and then get into this lesson, my voice became a chipmunk. Nice. I've got the microphone on the right setting, I hope. I have done that before. I put my microphone on the wrong frequency and I sounded like a drag queen. So before we get into recap and new lesson, who wants to just jump in quickly and just with a general celebration? So we're going to recap on what we did in the last lesson with the quick fixes, the delay, distract, yes and yes but. So let's save that discussion for then. And the new lesson with, mirror work, shadow work, healer within, we'll save it for then. But anything outside of that, let's all sing happy birthday to Trish one more time. Can we do that as a group? All right, Jen, can you lead the way, please?
Sure, just let me shut the door because it's 4 a.m. 1 second. Hang on.
You are, Jen's joining us from home. How cool is that? Yes. All right. Count us in, Maestro.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. What is going on to you? Happy birthday to you. That is hilarious. What happened there? I was like, people have got some really bad timing in this group. And I realized, no, it's not us. It's the delays.
No, it's not you. It's delays. And this song does not work us around. This does not work us around.
Oh, that is so classic. That was hilarious.
Some classes.
Yeah, we're gonna do some singing practice on the weekend when we all get together. We're gonna be like do re mi, everybody do re mi.
Do re mi.
Yeah, see, I've got no pitch either.
It's okay. It's okay. I wish I was coming just for that.
Oh, that was so funny. Well, Trish, I can honestly say that's probably the most unique happy birthday song you've ever had. It's a classic. And it's recorded, of course. So I'm going to edit that and just post it into the group because that is a classic. Okay, so let me just mute. Sorry, not unmute. Mute. Come on. Okay, thanks, Zoom. I'm just going to mute everybody quickly so that whoever wants to jump in with, besides celebrating Trisha's birthday, she'll never forget this one. Who wants to jump in with a quick general celebration or share? Come on, let's hear it. What's going on, guys? Jen's got internet at home and Zoom. Yeah. Fist pump.
I'll jump in again very briefly.
Good. Yes, excellent.
And yeah, so there's been a couple of moments of evidence and celebration. One I posted yesterday about I have a money manifesting envelope thanks to Sharon Stanford's idea. And I very purposefully wrote specific amounts for 2 specific things that I want. And the first thing I put a date on, which is today. Yeah. And I'll have the money tomorrow, but it's okay. I have enough of buffer in my business account. So I'm going to have enough in my business account to do to make that full amount for the first one. And now I'm just manifesting for the second amount.
Yay.
I know, it's so exciting.
I like the money manifesting envelope. That's a really cool process because, you're getting specific, you're getting excited, but then you're letting it go and you're handing it over. Yeah. You just put it in that envelope and it's like, not my work from here on. So that's really cool. That's really awesome.
Whereas before I would have made a list and said, okay, I can do this amount. I can get this amount from doing this and I can get this amount from doing that. And now I'm like, okay, I'm not going to worry about how it's going to happen. And it's great. And I'll have pretty much the exact amount. Yeah. So
perfect. Yeah. Because the details, the how is not your work, right? So
exactly.
And when you get bogged down in the how, then we start closing down our vibration if it's not coming the way we think it should. And like the way it came in the end, if you'd broken it down the old way, would you have done it the way it happened or not?
No, it doesn't happen that way. So it's interesting. I'm going to have to apply this concept to my monthly budgeting when I set up my business activities for the month. And I might just put in an amount and not worry about how it's going to be broken down or where exactly I'm going to get that amount. I'm just going to put in the amount and then track it at the end of the month.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that way, so it's like, you've got control at the bigger level and you're allowing the details to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we've set our date to fly back to Canada. So that's exciting. We haven't booked our flights yet. Set the date and we've got 90, today it's 95 days.
Awesome. That's exciting. I know. I've been seeing you posting like, I'm going to be back home. I'm going to be in Ontario and wherever you. Yeah, so it's exciting. Nice.
Yeah, trees.
Nice. Trees. Yes. I know. Trees and
forest.
What? And you're going back to spring, right? No, you're not. Nope. You're going back to autumn.
I'm back to fall. Autumn. My favorite season. It's going to be like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, so it's going to be like the best food time ever.
Awesome. Oh, how beautiful. It's going to nourish your soul. And why is Sharon saying that she's going to have to fly over to do a jailbreak?
I don't know. I want her to say
Is that because you're using Zoom?
Maybe. Maybe. I tried to figure it out on my computer and it's not working. My husband had some nifty, tricky things that he did on his.
Good on him. Excellent.
Working.
Good stuff. Yes. Awesome. Yay. And thanks for the beautiful song in the group too. I really enjoyed that. We did it a total injustice by what we just did then. Love it. Does anybody else want to jump in? Who else has got something to share or celebrate? Go on, Lika.
I jump in. It's a bit similar. I was sharing with you in a group that I am manifesting $200, and in the same way as Jennifer just said, it's like, don't worry about where it's coming from, just trust the process. So I'm trusting the process.
Love it. Yes. Did you put it in an envelope? I like that.
No, process. I didn't do it like that. I was just journaling about it and be specific about the amount and by when. I didn't know the envelope idea. I like it, but
that's all right. You've written it down. You've let it go. You've basically followed the same process.
True. Cool. And the surrendering from the book was really, I still do that. It's the same like with this. I surrender, and then I had a dentist appointment where I could surrender even more. So
cool. It's always another level of surrender.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
it never ends.
Yeah.
And just from personal experience, a little heads up, don't ask to learn surrender or to practice surrender.
No, I know that. You shared me that before.
There's enough in our everyday already. We don't need extra surrender practice.
No,
trust
I had the same. I thought, I never want to go there again. I think, now I know how to surrender. Like, no, don't go there. No.
No, there's always another layer.
Definitely.
Awesome. Thanks, darling. Yeah. Now, Layla, did you put your hand up then? Did you want to jump in? Yeah. Cool.
I can unmute myself. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I kind of had this really spontaneous morning thought. I've shared it in the group that I woke up and I did the heart coherence and then got up and did my meditation. And this thought just occurred to me, you know, what would it be like to live from a sense of contentment and plenty instead of this place that seems to always crowd in of anxiety and lack. And it seems really trite. You know, I've shared it in my group in a couple of places, and it seems really trite, but actually it was quite huge.
Yeah.
And in the light of the Bali group, you know, because that's coming together now and there's 5 people booked, which is so exciting. And I found myself thinking about that and thinking, great, and there'll be another 5. Like without any wobble, you know, just kind of like, yeah, of course they want to come. You know, instead of this feeling of got to convince people to come. It was quite a big shift. I don't know that I can explain it that well, but it felt like a big shift.
Yeah, it's a huge, huge shift, and it's going to make you so magnetic and bring all these amazing women in, and you'll find that the next group will just be like magical. You know, you'll just go, how did I attract these incredible women?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. And
I already felt like that with the last group in Bali. It was like that was already starting, which is I think why I was attracted to do this program, because I could feel the beginnings of something. And what you've done is really, you know, when all that talk about the wobble has been so useful for me, because I think that's exactly what I do with it. I start to get successful. People start to be interested and I get great groups, and then I start to wobble and go, oh, can't hold this. Like, how am I going to hold this?
Yeah.
And the spiral has been so useful for that.
It is. It's super useful because it sets you up at the start of the day with a stability, that's why we, you know, I still call it the grid. I do like that you do it it is a spiral effect, right? But I think of it as a grid because it's like a foundation. You know, it gives you this solid vibrational foundation for the day. And so doing that first thing in the morning is just, you know, it becomes your new normal. And so the wobbles get less and less and less. And I was just typing because I thought I must actually put a recommended reading list into the group somewhere. And so I've just put, you know, the surrender experiment. I think that should always be part of the program. Like, people should read that. And the Power of Now. Have we talked about the Power of Now? I know I've been talking with my manifesting masterclass. We've been talking about it a lot. You know, that's another awesome book. And Gay Hendricks, The Big Leap, which is kind of, you know, he talks about the wobble, but he calls it upper limits. And my thing is that you don't have to hit these upper limits so hard if you do the vibrational work. Like, then it just becomes a consistent expansion and it becomes gentler and gentler. But there's actually, I made a note because you said something in the group that I thought, oh, this is really good sort of general discussion. You said, you know, it's interesting how the stakes are getting bigger and the joy is getting bigger, but also then the potential for wobble. The other side of it. Yeah, the wobble. And like, because it's like that, like if you jump on your bike and you start riding, you know, you've got to get a bit of speed up to get balanced, right? And to get the wobble out of it. But if at that speed you hit a rock,
yes, it
can get a little bit ugly. So sometimes people go faster and then they start, you know, getting pulled off track, and you know, maybe some old worry thoughts come in or whatever, and they go whoa, 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 and they're going really fast. And so the thing to remember is, if you feel that happening, always to slow down.
Yes, and that's such good advice. Slow down, sit in the sun, stop. And, you know, there's something in this about what the exercise that you got us to do about who do I need to be? Mm-hmm. Because the wobble is about the old me can't hold that, but the new me can.
Perfect.
What are those, you know, who is that person? What are those amazing qualities that she has, which I can... You know, she's there. She's not there consistently all the time. That's the key.
But you can feel yourself more and more standing in that space, right? And it's starting to feel more and more just normal, natural, you. And it's becoming more. So you really it's a journey. You know, the work we do here, it's really about. It's a journey. It's not you learn all these things and then you flick a switch and suddenly you're different. it's a journey, and you've got all these tools, and it's about bringing them together and learning how to apply them for you at various times that you need them as you start to evolve. And that's why I talk about it's a conscious evolution. You know, you make this decision, I'm this version of me, I want to evolve into this version of me, and then you start the trip. And as you get closer to the newer version of you, you go, oh, it just feels more stable, it feels more natural, it feels more like, yeah, of course 5 people are registered already, of course there's more coming, you know.
Of course they're super excited about it, and you know, 2 of the same people from last time are coming back.
That's awesome.
From 6 months ago, and I'm like, and they're going to stay on with me, and you know, I don't know, it's becoming more organic, it just feels so easy. It's lovely. I'm so grateful to you.
Yeah. Oh, you're so welcome. I just love that, you know, you embrace all the work, you do it, so that's what happens. And it's becoming so easy. And what if it's meant to be that easy?
I'm actually applying it to other bits of my life as well. Like, I think with my son, you know, I've just made such a big negative deal about how hard his life is, and geez, he's deaf, and now he's epileptic, and like all this stuff, you know, that just seems to be coming. And I mean, even as I talk about it now, I feel the anxiety rising in my body. And I've used the healer within with this, and it's really effective. But it's really big, you know, it's really big to watch my son struggle that much. And so I have to really guard against, you know, the whole negative thing that can happen, when in fact he's an amazing kid who has his own amazing journey, and who knows what he's going to do with it. Who knows? But I don't want to create a big negative story about it, which is, I think, what I have been doing. I want to let go of that and go, who knows? Who knows what plenty could arise from this amazing struggle that he's having?
Yeah. Who knows? Exactly. And you see some of the most amazing, inspirational people, like, what's the name of that guy who's got no arms and no legs and he climbed Everest? Like, you know, and his attitude and how he speaks and how much he inspires people. And if you just think about what the potential ripple effect of that is, you know, every time he speaks to an audience, how do you know who's in the, Nick something, that's it. You know, how do you know who's in the audience? How do you know who's hearing his message and how it's going to affect them and how they're going to affect other people? So, you know, I always, I truly believe that our greatest weakness is our biggest strength, and it's about learning to really embrace it. So, yeah, it's awesome.
Biggest struggle becomes our biggest, you know, our biggest
power
becomes our biggest gift. Exactly.
Yeah.
Whew, that's me. Over and
That's you. Nice. Good work. Love it, love it, love it. Vukajik. Yes, that's it. Well done, Kelly. She's done the research, or she actually remembered, which is well done. Big virtual hug, Layla. Get a real hug next week. Oh, I hope you're all huggers. I mean, I kind of figure you are because you're in my group, and I wouldn't attract non-huggers, but you're going to get squeezed hard. Just a heads up there. Anyone else want to jump in with anything? Sharon. Oh, yeah, Sharon and Trish. And who else put a hand up? Put your hand up again if you did. And Sammy. All right. Sharon.
Hey, so I'm still playing with this little thing about
right? Not going to stand on that, do we?
Oh, hold on. Who's got background noise? One sec.
Come on, let's move.
Hang on a minute. Hang on one sec, Sharon. Sorry. Who's?
Did you? Kelly, that's it. You got it.
Oh, good. Thank you.
And Sammy's still on too. She's still.
I've just muted you, Sammy, just in case it's background noise. Cool. Sorry, Sharon. Go again because I missed all of that.
That's cool. So, yeah, I know you like it, Sammy, but for some of us, it actually blocks the whole Zoom. So I've been, you know, again, same thing happened this week. It's like, okay, I've actually paid everything in advance this week. It was like by Friday, and so I just paid everything on Wednesday because the money came in. And so the only thing I didn't do was my super, because it automatically comes out, and it came out today. So it's like, yay, everything came through. And then I looked, and it's like, okay, well, next week I've got $500 and something worth of bills, and I've only got $100 and something in the account. And went, you know, it worked last week, it'll work this week. And then I was on, I've had 2 calls this morning, discovery calls, you know, those demo calls, and both of them have booked sessions with me. So it's like, it'll come in, it'll all come in. It's nice and easy. And so I looked back because I find that sometimes numbers can make me wobble. So I started tracking everything in love hearts. Jen knows about this. She's seen my love hearts. And so I'm getting really excited about coming to the end of the year, the end of this quarter and this month and everything, because I tracked the last quarter in hearts instead of incomes of things sold, because I wanted to see what I sold and what I didn't sell and what was going on. So this is my, I don't know if you can see it, these are all my love hearts.
Nice.
I've lots and lots of things I've sold. You can see it's because I've got a green screen, everything goes a bit funny when I do this.
No, that's okay. We can actually see it. That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. And it showed me what was selling and what wasn't. And it was like, I love at the bottom all these single seconds, all these hearts that came through. And it just makes me feel really, really connected and heart connected to everybody. And, just loving tracking with hearts. So, I mean, 100 Days of Colour starts on, starts on Sunday or something next week. And it's like, I'm so excited because I'm going to do a 6-month canvas. I've never done a 6-month canvas colouring in before.
Mm-hmm.
And so because I realised that it's okay, I can do it for 100 days, but then the next 100 days it's like, oh yeah, I haven't got the energy and I'm not in the groups and it's not happening and all this other stuff, and it's just crap. So what I decided to do was actually challenge myself and give myself a 6-month colouring thing that'll take me through to the January 100 days of colour. Yeah, why not?
You want it to become a habit. Like I did 100 Days of Colour, I don't know, a couple of years ago or whenever. And then I just got the 50 pages of colour book. And that's, I mean, I track my income, but I track it using that now. And it's such a lovely visual way of doing it. And because the book, so I really recommend that after this, once you're in that habit, that you get the book and then you just do 1 month per page. And what is really interesting is I set my target at the start of each month. I sort of go, okay, what am I doing this month? Oh, I've got a launch, or I've got a Bali retreat opening, or whatever it is. And I go, okay, so, and I set my target, and I hit my target every single month. And I showed Martin and I said, look at this, every month, like I've hit my target, or there's a few extra things I had to add to the page because I went over. And he goes, well, can you start setting some bigger targets? I'm like, good point. Okay. But it's so it connects you so powerfully.
It does, because that wobbled me a bit because I exceeded my 100 Days of Colour last time. And so it was like, okay, well, I need to start. And it's so interesting because in the last 2 days, half of my clients have come in because they're just about to walk onto a bigger world stage. Nice. And you know how your clients reflect your journey and you reflect your clients' journeys? And so it was like, right, well, maybe it's time to start playing big. So, so it's like, oh, okay. It was almost like I just went, oh, but I won't make it and I want to make it, so I don't want to go big. And
so your clients are pushing you. World stage, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
Because when you help people get on the world stage, that means you are on the world stage.
Yeah, because the weekend after next, I'm going to a book writing weekend and writing my book. So
awesome.
Or getting most of it done. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then of course there's all this other stuff that's sort of pushing me out. There's been a bit of a wobble. But I've just been using all the techniques and things, and that's been really nice. So I'm really happy about it. Yeah, I'm in San Francisco. I've come over for Pride. I decided.
Nice.
And because there's Pride in every country. So but it's like, when you said when you go really, really fast, sometimes you need to slow down a little bit. Well, you know how I don't do anything that I'm told to do.
Yes, only if you feel the wobble and you want to avoid ending up in the bushes. You can push through it by going faster.
Yes, because if you're riding a motorbike and you start to wobble, the best thing to do is go faster.
Accelerate.
Will actually sort your wobble out. And I was thinking about this yesterday when I was wobbling a little bit, and I thought, I'm just going to press the accelerator and go hell for leather. And all of a sudden I started singing, like, remember that old Meatloaf song, Bat Out of Hell?
Yeah.
So I think that Bat Out of Hell is now one of my new little flip things.
You can totally like bulldoze your way through it and pass the wobble. You absolutely can. And you have to know yourself. Like it depends on how much attention, because you're not on a motorbike, but it depends on how much focus you've already put on the, you know, how much of a gap there already is in your vibration between, you know, the higher part of you that's motoring forward at 100 miles an hour, because as you accelerate, your higher self accelerates as well. And law of attraction like grabs a hold of that vibration at the pure potential level where there is no resistance. So that goes really fast and you better keep up with it, right? And when you on the physical plane start paying too much attention to the negative or what could go wrong, then you've actually created this huge gap. So it kind of depends how big the gap is when you catch it. So if you catch the gap early, you can go, okay, bring it back together, keep going, which is
I don't think I've got a big gap.
Yeah,
I think I've been
obviously not
long enough, and in this that it's like, no, I'm just going to accelerate through the wobble,
Nice.
and I sort everything out. And it's like the systems are there, it's all there. It's so funny. Yesterday I missed doing my my feedback stuff to everybody. I've been doing feedback every day, and it was like, oh, and I missed it. It's like instead of giving myself a hard time because I hadn't done it, I was actually feeling like, it's like, you know, when you go somewhere because you're going to have coffee with someone and just miss them by 5 seconds, and you go, oh, I would have really liked to have had coffee with that person. It was that feeling. It was more about, oh, no, I missed it. Oh, well, that's okay. I can fix it up today and reconnect.
Yeah.
And it was such a different feeling to last time where it was all guilt and running away and everything. So I really feel like, you know, just the work that we've done through money magnets and how much we've done through effectology and all the other things that are going on, that it's actually right. And my purpose is changing a little bit. Remember when we were writing out purpose? And the purpose has changed a bit, and now the purpose is about what I really want is I want to see every woman be the best they can be in their definition of what the best is. So you can be the best mother, the best businesswoman, the best partner, the best dog walker, the best cat patter, the best whatever it is that's the best for you, the best cup of tea maker, whatever it is. And all I want to do is help you to remove those blocks that stop you from being the best, and that's it, full stop. And when I went it's simple. And when I went into that, because I'm doing lots and lots of freebies, and I realized that I wasn't feeling used in the feelies. I was feeling the freebies. I was feeling like I was really being of service to get people to be their best. And when people are their best, sometimes they need an extra session and sometimes they don't. And that's completely fine, left to the universe. So when I did that meditation this morning, that first one about asking for an answer.
Unconscious guidance, yep.
Yeah, and I went in to do the question about at the end of this month, I'm raising the price from $47 what to go up to. And I've been thinking 57. I'm not going to shock my market. I'm just going to go up step by step. And when I did that, what happened was that the symbol that came through was that Buddhist symbol of God, you know, that little one. Yep. And I looked at it and I thought, why did I get God in my hand? And I realized that it's because that vibration was sitting in my heart, because I've been doing all this stuff with it. I've been so heart connected with everybody that I'm pulling out this heart, and I've just got that God in my heart. And it just came back in again, and it just felt so connected to everybody that I work with that it doesn't feel pushy or anything like that. And then of course, you know, the money comes in because the money supports you in your work when you're in your purpose. So it just felt really, really great. And, you know, I was working with someone yesterday who said that my posts are a bit daunting for them because they said, you feel like you're on this really, really high-flying disc and I feel really down there. And I said to her, well, I could lower myself to you, but I said, I really don't want to do that. Let me bring you up to where I am.
Exactly.
And she was like, yeah, I think I want to do that.
Wouldn't you prefer that than that we both hang out down there together? Because it's all coming together beautifully. You're really beautifully aligned right now, so that's awesome.
And thank you to the group too, because it's like it's not one person or just Miriam and I do. It's the energy of the group that brings us all together.
Totally. This is a really powerful group.
Even when we don't connect or whatever, we're still reading each other's posts and we're still there. The energy's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as soon as we got started in this program, I was like, this is going to be really
So
powerful.
thank you everybody for holding on this high flying disc. And if you're not on this high flying disc at the moment, you just go and do one of those free sessions with me, and I'll take you right back up here.
Good stuff. Thank you, Sharon. I was just going to quickly answer Jen's question. I do colour in the actual book, so I just do a page per month. The way I do it is I have a little A5 notebook, and I do a page per week where I track my income, like I actually write it in there in a bit more detail. And that's my weekly tracking, because I do all my banking and my allocations weekly. And then at the end of the week, I go, okay, tax money aside, you know, operating costs, and then this is what I take out. And I do all that weekly, but the book I do monthly. So I kind of do both in a way. But it only takes me like a couple of minutes every morning, and I'm a very lazy colourer. You know, in the beginning I thought it had to be all pretty. Now I'm like, looks great because it's money. That's it. You know, when it's sometimes it's little colours and you feel like they all have to be different, and I realise no, the whole flower is going to be just one colour. Yeah, that'll do. Trish.
Hi.
Hey, how you going, honey?
Good. Yeah, I just on that, I've got like in the back of my Kiki K planner, I have like a dot diary bit, and I do like colouring in, and then
Yeah.
and I like the writing, but then I like the colouring part of it. And I paint mine. Anyway.
Yep, that's the one, Sharon.
Yeah, I won a place in 100 Days of Colour.
Oh, good. You'll have fun. It's such a good practice to get into in that group.
Oh, and I loved, last time I did it, I sold my house that had been on the market for years and years, and I got to like add this whole other section.
Yeah. It taps into that group energy, and it builds really good momentum. So it's a really good thing to do.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So this week I got a contract with the chamber doing the governance stuff, and so that was really good.
That's so awesome.
I know, it's really good. So, and it's a nice in because it's a gateway into the council. It's a gateway into a whole bunch of other businesses. So I
remember when you were procrastinating around doing up your brochures for them, or your information stuff.
Oh, that was maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's awesome. And
yay.
My pitching to them has been this beautiful process that I'm now putting out to some other places as well. So that's been a really yay for the week.
Momentum.
Yeah, and I've been doing heaps of like the shamanic stuff. So a ceremony last week, and I've been doing some healings. And they've just been mind-blowingly awesome. So I'm feeling really up.
Isn't that cool that you can be both, and that you can do your corporate stuff and really rock at that, and, you know, shine bright and give all your brilliance, and you can do your shamanic work, and, you know, I want to see you start to be paid for that too, baby.
Yeah, and I have been, like, I've been, like the healing I did last week, I did one for a builder, and he's going to do the tiling of my thing, which is great. So we've done a swap, and then I got paid for one on Monday, and they've been amazing. Like the stuff that's coming out of them, I'm just so excited about it. Like,
so awesome. And you've just got such a beautiful, happy energy. Like, it's just flowing really nicely.
That was really nice. I had a huge hiccup on the weekend, and like, you know, Jen, your post and someone else's posted, I can't remember someone, and everyone gave ideas on how to raise your vibration. I was like, on Sunday morning, I'm like, all right, on the walk, that hasn't worked. All right, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to try that. And had this like massive process, and it was like going through it all, like, oh gosh, there's got to be a way out of this little bugger. Anyway, eventually the dance, I had a massive dance and dance through it. But,
dance fixes it.
Yeah, it was a big one. So, but it was really great to have had everybody's thoughts and suggestions to kind of shuffle me this way and shuffle me that way. And
if nothing else, it distracts you from thinking about the issue, right? So And you feel everybody's high vibes in their posts. So those sorts of posts are always really good, you know, and everybody talking about what they love to do and how high vibing they get from it. And yeah, because even just that energy's in there. So that's super cool.
Yeah. So anyway, happy.
Yay. Good week. High five.
Yeah, and I had birthday and Jen sang me a song. And
I know. And we did a little, you know, howling cats howling at the moon impression.
And then
yeah.
we got to go roller skating. So.
Nice. Well done. And you've got a beautiful cozy fire to sit in front of. I'm looking at that going, that looks really nice, actually. Lovely. Beautiful. Thank you, darling. Keep up the awesome work. You're rocking it. All right, let me go to Sammy quickly. Hey, Sammy, how you doing?
Hi.
What's been going on, darling?
This 2 weeks have been a little bit busy, and I feel like when I'm doing more work here, then I needed to do a little bit more of the course. But what I took off on this week was I'm using my intuition more, and I'm sensing more energy more.
Yes.
And now I have more clarity about who I want to work with. And in my work as well, I'm not as structured as I used to be in terms of session. And I'm using my intuition, and it's flowing so much. And I have discovered many things about myself as well. So
awesome.
was quite interesting. I said, wow, I'm doing this just in the flow, you know, it's not that set of questions that you ask and that structure and all those kind of thing. And thing was more, I don't have anything prepared, you know, like come first, I don't have anything prepared and things just flow.
Yeah.
So it was quite interesting for me to, you know, maybe trust my intuition and use it as well.
Yeah.
Because I could feel and like, oh, now I know the person that I want to work with. I want to work more of that person. Like this kind of person. I want to work more, you know, and I can feel her energy as well. And it was good. Yeah. So things are going. I have like, I will launch group online course. It's what I'm working on at the moment.
Great.
And it's still like in my bicycle, you know, like, oh my God, I have to be like Layla, you know, they will come. Of course they will come.
Of course they will come. So who's the course for and what does it help them do?
It's to manifest more clients, and it's just for coaches, consultants, and creatives.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Simple, clear, specific. Love it. Now, and just with that, and for all of you, just a reminder, you know, we focus on alignment. We focus on, you know, all the energetic side of things so that our business and our life can flow better. But we're also all women in business. So remember to use the group as a, you know, if you need to bounce ideas or get feedback, or you go, oh, look, I've been, you know, writing my little promo post and it just feels awkward. Like, ask for feedback in the group. And also, you know, I'll keep encouraging you, especially like in my free group on Fridays, you know, it's the promo day. So post the link to your promo post into our Effectology Method group, and we can kind of give each other some love and boost each other's posts. Because every time you comment on somebody's post, it bumps it back up to the top of the group, and then everybody sees it. And you know, that group's getting close to 2,000 people now. So, I'm actually changing it up a little bit. I'm going to make it even more specific. So it's going to be even more clear that it's women in business who are all into manifesting, right? So for you, it's like, hello, target market. So make sure that when you all post promos, that on Fridays we share them into our group, and then we can kind of, you know, give each other a bit of extra boost and a bit of extra love. And it's always good to ask questions and things like that on each other's posts. So, but yes, but also use our group as a mastermind, as a, just bouncing stuff off. So yes, Linda, especially for you, don't hang back. Like, just post stuff in the group and go, what do you guys think? How's this sound? Does this sound?
Yeah.
Because I know with my stuff, I always go, oh, sounds weird. Like I can do other people's brilliantly. Can't do mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Trish, you asked to join the group the other day. I'm like, what do you mean you're not in it?
Yes, it was really interesting. I spoke with a lot of women, and so I get many different insights. So it's good.
And what you're doing with your work is awesome, because you're getting in alignment and you're trusting the flow, right? So you're getting out of your head, you're getting out of operating from that fear and doubt place where you're just, because then you close down the flow and your intuitive side as well, when you're just trying to really structure it because you're worried that you might not do it right or that you miss something or whatever. And you're just allowing yourself to be in alignment. And it's like what I do with my one-on-one sessions, and even these calls a lot. Like I go, oh shit, what's this module about again? But I just trust that, what comes up is the right thing to come up, and that, I'm just the channel. Like, so you kind of get to a stage where you go, I'm just going to step aside and get out of the way and not put my ego in the way of going, oh, am I going to say it right? Am I going to sound weird? Like, it's not about me. And before each, especially one-on-one client session, I just take a moment. I always meditate before I have a one-on-one client, and then I sit down and I write my intention for how I want them to feel after the session. And I just spend a moment actually setting that intention, seeing the end of the session, going out, high-fiving my husband, going, I love what I do. That was freaking awesome. And all that sort of stuff. And it's really interesting because my intention for them that I write out before we jump on the call is often exactly what they say they want to work on. And it's like, then I know I'm tuned in. So that's what you're starting to do. And it's just magical. And it's so, and it takes a bit of getting past that you feel like you're cheating because it's too easy thing. But you're actually giving so much more service than if you were stuck in your head and just going through the script and the structure. So it's exciting. It's really exciting.
Put it out of the window and was just like, and was worked perfectly. I had a feedback.
Super cool. I'm so excited for you. Yay! This is a big, I feel like everyone's done this big shift these last couple of weeks. Everyone's going, oh, it's all coming together. And that's often what happens. We go through a stage where we go, oh, hang on, what the hell's going on?
But
and
I still got a little bit of fear, I guess, that I needed to, because I want to increase price and put another price in this course. And I still... people's going to pay. Yes, they will.
Exciting. So, treat it as excitement, accelerate like Sharon is. And, you want to stretch yourself, but not so far that you snap. So it's always good to have a bit of a stretch, to have a bit of like, ooh, that's a bit exciting. So, play with it. It's really good. And you're doing awesome. And you just, your whole energy's shifted. Does everybody agree that Sammy's energy is really light and really free? It's just, super cool. Yay! Very proud of all of you. You're all amazing. And you've all lifted me to a new level too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all. All right, this has been a very big sharing call. And that's totally awesome and cool. And if every one of our calls was like this, I'd be super happy. Does anybody else want to jump in with something? Go for it. Go, Linda.
I don't want to take up too much time.
Take as much time as you want. You deserve it.
I feel like I've been essentially doing a bit of a grid this year, like the foundations of where I've started to shift to now. So at the start of the year, I was concentrating on, visions. I was doing the vision videos and a lot of those big dream long-term plans. Mm-hmm. And then I sort of shifted into the About Me videos, which were somewhat similar, on many regards with that. And then I shifted into the storytelling, which included a lot of the big visions and About Me and that sort of thing as well. And I'm getting a big call at the moment, essentially, to tie all of that together and concentrate on serving a lot of solo and single mums like me. So that sort of just ties it all in essentially to that particular direction. And in doing that, I can certainly speak from a lot of experience as well. I can certainly offer a lot of like very, very good advice in that area, plus using a lot of my management, marketing, getting into business sort of thing as well. But yeah, I think you mentioned just before, like just laying those blocks essentially all year. And now it feels like it's tying all together a little bit more.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to go through a little bit of an incubation period, where it's just, okay, letting the seeds germinate, seeing what comes up, seeing how it's all going to come together. And you have been doing that this year. Like, I've really noticed, like you were kind of, you had all this speed up. You're like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And then you went, oh, hang on a minute. You kind of just hung back and just let it unfold a little bit, and gave yourself some, like, really worked on figuring out how to take care of yourself better too, which was really, really good to see. So I like it. I like it a lot. And what was I going to say? And I think generally our best target market is ourselves 3 to 5 years ago.
That's me, yeah.
Yeah, like Layla's going, yep.
Yeah, no, Trish was there. So
yeah. And Trish just saying, if you move into that space, let me know, as I was in that space some time ago and have lots of media contacts. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, it looks like it's, I'm just making sure that I don't just leap straight in as much as it feels very much aligned. I'm talking to, like, I've done 4 or 5 market research chats this week to make sure that I'm listening a lot more than I have done in the past.
Perfect. You're really letting the momentum build, and for it to be really well aligned and create its own momentum rather than pushing it. So, and that's going to really pay off. So can I just ask, when you say, solo mums still who have their own business and supporting them in that space? Yeah.
So supporting, I think it's very somewhat, it's just different in the way that you can present information to someone who is the sole income earner, to someone who is juggling about 60 different things at the same time. At times, it's just there needs to be a little bit more of that empathy, I suppose, in some ways. Not just empathy, but just I know certainly in the past I've felt a really big grudge against being told to just slow down or just focus on one thing. Like, that's actually
resistance
rubbed me the wrong way. And so it's being aware of some of those key phrases and rewording them essentially in a way that's
because it's like, well, you don't understand, you haven't been, like, I've been a single mum, and it's just, I can't even describe, I don't even have a word for it. Sometimes you just go, I survived that. Like, I used to keep a gratitude journal back then, and sometimes I just go, I survived the day. The end. That was like, that was the best I could come up with. So being really, really specific with that niche, it's going to really make you stand out. As Linda is the one who helps sole parenting mums who are running their business, and like, they have special needs. Sounds weird, but you know what I mean. Like, they have specific needs. They have specific needs and specific obstacles and specific challenges and specific tools and things that are going to help them. So it's awesome. Yeah, there you go. Lee's lining up for you because it's her first week of self-employment next week. Woo-hoo! Miriam makes everybody quit their jobs. Yay. Oh dear. I'm so excited for you, Linda. That feels really good.
It feels so good.
It feels freaking awesome, actually. It feels really solid. I'm excited. Like, I'm actually tearing up. I'm so excited.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah. And
oh.
I'd love to do, a similar interview series, interviews with, solo single mums as well.
Yeah.
Just to see, to share that story as well.
Perfect. Love it.
That's back to my podcasting, which was on my vision. That's on my
So all
computer.
the things you were doing, but now really serving a really specific niche, in a really powerful way. Because when you were trying to do it for everybody, you were serving, but it doesn't have the power, right? Now it's going to have all this amazing power. So that's really, really cool.
I'll send you some details.
Love it.
Leanne. Yep.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you. This is the best call ever. Thanks, darlings. All right, I'm mindful that we've been here for an hour and it's been absolutely, like I said, I'm not kidding when I say it's my best call ever, but I'm going to do a super quick recap so that you guys can jump in and ask me to clarify anything you need clarified. So the previous lesson, 4.2, was about those, I call them quick fixes, because they're things you should be able to just, quickly nip things in the bud. And it's your job to get good at knowing yourself and reading your alignment or your resistance, which is your lack of alignment, and knowing which ones work and being willing to play with it. So I just typed myself a note before. I'm going to just come up with some sort of document or reference guide of all the little processes and things that we've done in the program, and just give you like an A4 quick reference guide, because even for me sometimes I go, oh, that's right, I teach that thing, I should use it. So I'll put something together for you and kind of have it referenced, in whatever way, shape or form, and maybe we can brainstorm a little bit as to how you want it laid out, whether low level resistance, medium level resistance, shit's hit the fan big time. I don't know how we're gonna divvy it up, but I'll work it out. So last lesson was really about just remembering that you need to try and take your attention off what is unwanted, because your attention is your focus, is your energy flowing, is you feeding and perpetuating it. And even if you can only manage to do that for a minute, that's really helpful. That's really powerful. So number one, take your attention off what is not wanted for us, even if it's just for a moment. Find some way to focus on what you do want, or if you need to, just get off that topic, go on to something totally, totally different. And number three, remember you've got both your, no more cockroaches, yeah. You've got both law of attraction and your unconscious mind there to help you. Like, it's really easy to forget that you've got these two, which are really part of one, superpowers that are always there. So in the previous lesson, I reminded you about the delay and distract technique, which is something you can apply to any old habit, whether it's a habit of thinking, speaking, acting. It's just like you go, oh, in a moment, not yet, but in a moment, which doesn't create resistance and reinforce the old habit. And then you distract yourself for at least 2 minutes, and it actually starts pruning those synapses. It starts weakening the old neural pathways. And even if you still go ahead with that old behavior, like say it's cigarette smoking or something like that, sorry, my nose is dripping, even if it's, something like that, you still go ahead with the old behavior, you've still weakened the habit measurably. So, a lot of people think that, oh, no, but I still went ahead and, did the thing, so it's not working. No, you are weakening it. So that's really powerful. And meanwhile, remember, the key thing is we're getting busy building the new. That's where we want, 95, 98, 99% of our focus to be building the new. But sometimes the old, comes up and it's in our face, and that's what we need to do with it. So that's a quick way. And it's really a pattern interrupt. That's the whole point of a pattern interrupt. And then I gave you the specific surrendering automatic negative thoughts process. I gave you the guided kind of visualization meditation to go with it. But the point of it really is that you play with it a little bit, make it your own, and it's a really great way to do worry in particular, because worry tends to be a little bit different. We don't like to let go of our worry so easily because we're worried about letting go of our worry, because if we let go of our worry, well, who's going to make sure things don't turn to shit? So that's kind of the underlying thought pattern that goes on there. So we're very attached to our worry. So remember, you've got that there, play with it, make it do your own. And then it's just a quick little thing you can do when you catch yourself going into a worry pattern. You're handing it over just for a moment to tie your shoelaces, and then you can still pick it up again, but you're weakening it. You're just really weakening that old habit pattern. Has anyone had some fun with that, played with that? How did you find it? That surrendering automatic negative thoughts process. Has anyone actually listened to it, guys? Okay, cool. So remember that it's there, and when you catch yourself, you know, worrying about something, use that process, and you'll notice that it really takes the sting out of it, and you don't go onto that thought train, because worry is one that we've practiced really well, and it runs in the background. Like it's not as, yeah, I call it, that's like, to me, it's a background pattern that a lot of us run, and the job is to start becoming aware of it and interrupting it. Okay, and then we played yes and yes but, which is a really great way of starting to become more aware of vibration and momentum building. And, you know, we had that really fun one that Lika and Carly shared in the group. That was really awesome. And, you know, that's right. Like, just remembering, what am I playing here? Am I playing yes and? You know, feel the vibration, really becoming more aware of it. And then I gave you those specific audios that are sort of a good little, it's like a little first aid kit of meditation audios for when stuff goes on. So those are previous lessons. So anybody have any questions or comments or need clarification on any of that? All good with that? Yeah. Okay. Yep, jump in if you need to jump in.
I just had thumbs up, as in.
Oh, thumbs up. Okay, sorry. I thought it was
okay.
Yeah, over here. I thought you were just being really cool.
Yeah.
Lika needs some practice with that. Good, practice. Practice, and we'll practice it on the weekend too, and you'll feel it even more in a group environment. Okay, and then lesson 4.3 is really going to the big guns and going to the truth of our reality, which is there is no separation. Our true reality is oneness. All we are is this part of this huge energy soup where there actually is no, you know, we perceive these boundaries to ourselves and to things around us, but they're not real. They're actually not real, and everything is energy, and this energy field permeates everything, and you are energy with consciousness. So it means you can direct and flow your energy. And when you go back to, okay, all is one and I'm just part of this greater whole, it allows you to start healing. It allows you to start healing and transforming a lot of those I want to say pathologies, but I don't think it's the right word. But a lot of these problems that come from the belief in separation, you know, because that's where all our fears come from, that we believe we are on our own and we're doing it on our own. But when we start to reconnect to knowing that we are all one and we are all part of this one big organism, then, you know, the fear kind of drains away and we reconnect back to that high vibration of love. So in that module, I get you to do 3 things that really help you feel and experience it, because you can sort of kind of get it here, but it's something you have to get and truly experience and become at the heart level. So mirror work is fabulous, and you know, it's what Louise Hay got really heavily into towards the end of her life particularly. And you know, she's still, like, she's always been the affirmations lady, and you know, she taught a lot of affirmations with mirror work. But mirror work to me is just about actually acknowledging yourself and connecting with yourself as part of the whole and as the divine being that you are. It's a really great way to show you where you've got resistance to that self-love and self-acceptance, because you know, we stand in front of the mirror every day, like we brush our teeth, we brush our hair, we put on our makeup, but we don't really stop to look at ourselves and connect with ourselves. So mirror work is about that, and shows you resistance. You know, you start criticizing yourself, or you won't even look into your own eyes sometimes when you first start doing mirror work, and it really brings that stuff up, which is great because you can only heal what you can feel, right? So it helps you accept your oneness, and And so just standing in front of the mirror and talking to yourself in positive ways and telling yourself that you love yourself or that you are loved and that you are supported, you know, it can really show you some great resistance. And it's a really good way to work through a lot of it, because you keep loving yourself, you keep reassuring and reaffirming yourself. And that's actually very healing in itself. It does a lot of the work for you. It's like, you know, yes, this lesson's called the big guns, but they're also actually the easy, simple guns, because if you just go to a space of love, it kind of blasts out everything that is not love. And so it heals a whole lot of things, and it creates a whole lot of alignment and blasts out resistance. It just does it automatically. So it's almost like you don't even need all the other stuff I've taught you. You can just do this, right? If you just go to a place of love, it blasts out pretty much everything that is not a match. So I always like to draw a love heart on my mirror because it reminds me to actually do it. I find that that's just my visual cue, and my cleaner must hate it because every week she comes back and there's the lipstick on the mirror again. It's the only thing I use lipstick for, really, because I don't wear lipstick. I just use it for my mirror. So I really encourage you to play with that and let us know how you're going, and, you know, support your buddy to do it as well. And then the other part of it is the shadow work. So I'm going to add it to my list while I remember. To the reading list, I'm going to also add the watch list. The Shadow by Debbie Ford is about a 1-hour movie, and Debbie Ford does shadow work, and shadow work is, you know, Jungian work. This is her thing. And yeah, The Shadow is a really great movie, and it sort of shows you a bit of her workshops and what she does in her workshops, and she talks about the shadow. And Karen just said, out of the blue last week, I sat randomly in front of the mirror and talked to myself. Yes, and how powerful is it, you know, to actually encourage yourself? It's really powerful to face yourself in the mirror and actually encourage and support and love yourself. So with the shadow work, you know, just in brief, let's shadow work condensed into a Twitter headline. Shadow work is all about healing the parts of ourselves that we are rejecting and therefore projecting onto other people. So any part of ourselves that we're not willing to accept right now, that we're rejecting, that we're maybe where we carry guilt or shame, you know, those sorts of things, we tend to project it out onto other people. And Debbie Ford says, you know, it's like you're locking a madman in the basement because you don't want to deal with them, but they're just going to get more and more mad and rattle that cage harder and harder, and one day they're going to get out, and then watch out, like that's when shit hits the fan and these, you know, really out of character things happen. So it's really important that we accept and heal all parts of us, because we all have the ability to be the saint and the bitch. You know, we all have the ability to be loving and supportive, and also really selfish and immature and thoughtless. We all are multifaceted, and we, you know, have different times where different parts of us come to the surface. And if we start to reject parts of ourselves, then we're creating separation within ourselves. We're creating a split within, and we're not whole. And what we tend to do is project that part out onto other people. So when someone else is pissing you off, when someone else is in your face, when someone else is annoying you, it's actually an invitation to heal that within you, because they're only needing to show up as your teacher to remind you to heal that. And if you didn't, like Carly and I have the same hypno and NLP teacher, and Paul always says, if you didn't, and I'm sure he stole it from someone else, but I love it, if you didn't have a problem with it, you wouldn't have a problem with it, right? If you didn't have a problem with it, you wouldn't have a problem with it. You just go, whatever. But it pisses you off, and there's a reason for that, because it's pushing a button within you. So Jen's just saying, as singers, we often do mirror work while we sing. Yes. It's really tough. It is, isn't it? Like you start criticizing yourself. It's horrible what we do to ourselves. It takes time and a frame of mind in order to sing and not get distracted. Beautiful. Well, there you go. You're already doing mirror work. That's lovely. So back to shadow work. Sorry for a sec. So I've given you some questions to go through to do the shadow work. And I invite you all to, you know, the next time someone's annoying you, or maybe you see something on Facebook that pushes your buttons, go sit down and work through those questions. And remember that that's there. And and be willing to heal that part within you. And when you do, it's really incredibly powerful, because when you get back to that space where you in total self-love, total self-acceptance of all parts of you, then you can also go into a state of love and acceptance of everybody else exactly as they need to be right now, because everyone's on their own journey, walking their own path, showing up for each other in different ways that help us all grow and evolve together. And some people this lifetime have just decided they're not going to grow and evolve, and that's okay too, you know, because I'm sure we've had lifetimes like that where we just went, nah, I'm just going to keep sitting in self-pity and wallow in that and wait it out. Talk to me again next time around, you know? So you get to a space of acceptance and love, and it's really beautiful. And then the third thing I gave you in that lesson is the healer within, which Layla's already played with. And how are we going for time? I'm just going to really quickly do it. Let's not talk about it. Let's just do it. So I talk about it in the lesson that Gary Craig, I always want to say Gary Craig, who is the founder of EFT, has moved on from EFT, and he talks about the unseen healer, which is, you know, that we all have this healer within us. And it's about, okay, we don't even need any process we do, like the work I do in hypnotherapy, the work that Carly does and with NLP, and the work that Sharon does, the work all of us do. Ultimately, it's the intention and the energy that actually creates the transformation. You know, we have these different tools and they're really handy and helpful, but really they're kind of like just the show, right? But what's really doing the work and what's really creating the transformation is the intention and the energy behind it. So that's what this goes straight to the core of. So it's to kind of heal and transform anything. You can use it on yourself, you can use it for other people, you can use it on the planet. So let's do it. Let's all I want you to grab a piece of paper if you can, and just think of something. Let's pick a negative emotion or a negative thought or feeling that's been coming up for you lately, and just quickly write it down. Cool. And you can share it if you want to in the group, and just quickly write it down. And if you can, think of a really specific moment or time when it came up. The more specific you can be, the better, because then you're really tapping into that particular vibration. And as you think about that specific event and that specific emotion, that unwanted emotion, I want you to rate it. Like, as you now tune into it, I want you to, first of all, actually, if you can notice where it sits in your body, write that down. Like, where is it in my body? And does it feel heavy or sharp, or does it feel, you know, dull or big or cool? Good. So really tune into, Karen, where you feel that in your body. And if you can think of a specific moment where that was really powerful, like a really good, powerful example, tune into where you feel it in your body and give it a rating out of 10. Like, how strong can you make it right now as you intentionally focus on it with a specific event in mind, that specific emotion or feeling. See how strong you can make it out of 10. And maybe give us your ranking out of 10 in the chat box, because we're going to go back and compare afterwards. Everyone got that? Cool. Oh, Sharon, remind me to tell you a story at the end about unreliable. Oh, actually, you'd know it too, because you told me to read the book. Cool. So we've got that. So we've identified what we want to clear, and we've rated it so that we've got like a starting point. Now we're just going to go into a space of heart coherence, which you hopefully all know how to do by now. So just take a deep breath in, filling your entire body. Hold it for a moment. Enjoy that peace and quiet. And when you're ready, just release it out through the mouth with a sigh. And now just either take your 2 fingers or cross your palms in front of your heart, just taking your awareness and your attention to that heart space, to that little heart brain, that cluster of 40,000 neurons, that intelligence that communicates, from which your electromagnetic signal emanates and communicates. And start to breathe consciously and deliberately, slowly, through that heart space. Let's do it to a count of 6. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pausing for a moment, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enjoying the pause. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just continuing that nice, slow, even breath. Enjoying that moment of pause at each end of the inhalation and exhalation. Feeling your heart rhythm become more regular. Slowing down, creating more space between the individual heartbeats. And as you continue to breathe in that slower, more even fashion, allow yourself to start to generate a feeling of love, or maybe you prefer gratitude or appreciation right now. That beautiful high frequency, allowing it to start to swell from inside your heart space. And if you want to, you can take your mind back to a specific event in the last maybe 24, 48 hours in your life, or something specific that helps you activate that vibration. As you continue to breathe through your heart center, with each breath in, growing that beautiful high vibration, that loving vibration. And with each breath out, allowing it to ripple out even further through your entire body and out into your field. Breathing in, expanding in love. Breathing out, rippling love out throughout your entire body and your electromagnetic field. Breathing in, expanding in love. And breathing out, letting it spread even further, shining that light of love. Just keep going for a couple more rounds, allowing the breath to amplify, grow and double that feeling of love with each breath in. Allowing it to expand wider and wider, seeing it in your mind's eye, expanding as far as you like, because your field is infinite, connected to all the intelligence in the entire universe, because all is one, which means that all the intelligence to heal and transform is available to you. It's part of you. It's both all around you and within you. And with this understanding, this connection, this feeling of oneness, we're going to ask the healer within, invite that healer within to clear that old vibration, that old resistance, allowing this space of love to take its place. It's going into a moment of silence for a minute or so, continuing to bathe in that beautiful energy of love while the healer within does her work. feeling the powerful energy, that field created by the group, feeling your connectedness, and taking a moment to visualize that energy flowing through your entire body, restoring you to optimum health, vitality. You can see it as a beautiful ray of light shining through you, maybe sparkles raining down upon you. Seeing yourself shining and sparkling, seeing that reflected in the universe all around you. Resonating at that high frequency, communicating with the entire universe. Taking a moment to give thanks to this power, this healer within, that's always there and available. As you take a deep breath in and come all the way back into the room. And so I'd just like you to take a moment to think back or read your piece of paper wherever you wrote it down, back to that thing you set out and intended to clear with this process. And just notice it now. That's right. Beautiful. And rate it out of 10 for yourself right now. That's beautiful, Lika. You had a beautiful big shift then. Love it. So before we had 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. And so Karen's gone from 9, Karen's gone from 9 out of 10 to 2 out of 10. Jen's gone to 4 out of 10. Awesome. From 8 to 4. That's good. Was 10, now 5. Beautiful. 9 to 2. It's a super powerful process. 9 to 3. Love it. 2 to 10. From what was it before? 9 to 2. Lovely. Awesome. How powerful is that? Yeah, we all did in some way, shape or form. That was really powerful. It's really powerful and it's all right there within you. So part of the homework for this lesson was to actually get together with your buddy and do it again together. So I think the best way to do it is to take turns. You've got the steps in the lesson and in the breakout slides of, the homework, the action slides. So you've got the steps there. Feel welcome to just trust your intuition, freestyle it a little bit, just stick to the main steps, but freestyle, if you're leading the meditation, say whatever comes up and trust yourself. You can keep it very, very simple, or just if you feel like you want to add something, okay? It's really powerful, and that is the power of love. How often have I done this? I actually haven't done it enough. Like, until I put the lesson together, I went, oh shit, I forgot about that one. And it's so powerful. I do heart coherence every single day, but this just takes it again to another level, because you're adding the intention of clearing something specific and you're asking for that support that's always there and available. And Elika, if you're able to talk, I'd love to hear from you. If you can't talk right now, that's totally okay. You completely forgot your inner healer. Yes. And I saw your post in the group this morning talking about you had a realization that pain and resistance are the same thing. They absolutely are. By the time we get to a point where we feel pain in our body, it means we've been ignoring the resistance till it had to show up on a physical level. So thank you all. I love you. That was very beautiful to share with you. Very, very beautiful. Okay, just going to unmute everybody. Does anybody want to say anything before we
But yeah,
close
it was
up?
fun going to different up shops, and they're more like boutiques there.
Sorry, that's too much background noise. Unmute yourself if you want to say something before we go. Otherwise, let's just close up there, and thank you, everybody. That was absolutely beautiful. Have a gorgeous day. Mwah. Bye. Oh, and next call is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So we have 1 week off with our live event. Then in 2 weeks, I'll see you all again. And we're going to do money next module. Who's excited? Who wants more money? Great.
When is the call? Is in 2 weeks?
Yes. So we have 1 week off, and then unless I've got it wrong in my diary.
29, 30 of June.
No. So that's a week off. Next. Oh, hang on. Am I? Next week we have a week off, and then on the 6th is our next call.
When we are going to Adelaide in 2 weeks.
Next
right?
weekend. Next weekend on the 30th, darling.
The 30th. Okay. So I'm confused now. We have 1 more month of this course or not?
2 more, because we're doing a module on money and we're doing a module on effectiveness.
2 more months, is that?
Yes.
Okay. I thought it would finish now.
No, we've got July and August. Oh no, we're not done yet, baby.
Okay.
And plus it never ends because we're going to be here continuously, but the running through the 6 months will finish with the weekly modules. But then I've got some different ideas on how we can do revision and keep it fresh and keep it in front of everyone's minds.
Which day is today? Today is 22nd, so next Friday on 29 is our call.
No. So next Friday, 29th, no call. Next Saturday and Sunday, 30th and the 1st, live event.
Yeah.
The week after, the 6th, Friday the 6th, is our next live call because we start module 5.
Oh, okay. All right. It's because I'm going on 29 to Adelaide.
Cool.
To relax.
Good.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, it is never-ending effectology because it's a lifetime access program, so it doesn't end. We just finish going through, at this sort of pace.
Oh, okay.
6 months, yep.
All right.
Awesome. Well, I shall see quite a few of you next week.
All right. See you.
See you, beautifuls.
Bye.
Bye.